by blowing up DACA, Donald Trump has now done something twice that may be an impeachable offense. And a significant one, a consequential one. Now, Republicans are looking at this. For example, there's an article in The Hill today by Niall Stanage, and he quotes, where did it go now? It quotes Republican strategists. This is Luis Alvarado, and he says he's a Republican strategist out of Los Angeles. He says the Trump blowing up DACA in 6 months. It is the topic of conversation in every Latino household. If this energy can be corralled and focused against Republicans in the 2018 elections, Republicans are going to suffer great losses. Hispanics are, reaching numbers in the United States where they're a consequential and meaningful voting bloc. And the Republican Party under Donald Trump, ever since he first started out his build a wall, the rapists and murderers, has been, throwing that group off, over the edge. But to the question of what did Donald Trump do that might get him impeached? Mark Joseph Stern has a fascinating piece over at slate.com. And the title of it is "The United States Cannot Be Trusted," which I think is sort of burying the lead, because the lead really should be Donald Trump has broken the Constitution. And, let me give you the details on this and, how this works, and we'll get to this. And that is that the Fifth Amendment, that you are entitled to due process. The 14th Amendment, the reaffirming that you're entitled to due process. What that means? What does it mean to say, hey, you're entitled to due process? What it means is that you have the right as an American citizen to assume, broadly speaking, to assume that if the government says they're going to do something, they will. Or if they say they're not going to do something, they won't. I mean, this is the essence of the 5th and 14th Amendments, is that if you trust you have a right to trust your government. It's not a privilege to trust your government. It's a privilege to trust your government in tyrannical states. Right? It's a privilege to trust your government in countries where, if the leader of the country, if some strongman tin pot dictator decides that they don't like you, they might just decide that whatever you did this afternoon was banned behavior. Oh, you can't watch that particular TV show. Oh, you can't eat at that restaurant. You can't say that, whatever it may be, and boom, you're in jail. That's what you experience in countries that are not functioning democratic republics. This is how tyrants terrify, manipulate, and hold power over people. Yeah, I mean, this is how Saddam Hussein and Assad in Syria. This is how these guys hold power. And Saddam no longer, obviously, but we don't like what you had to say, or we don't like what you're doing. We'll find a way to bring you down. So the principal premise in the United States of the whole, you have a right to due process, and your right to due process will not be withheld based on some discriminatory factor. Well, if you have a right to due process, you have the right to trust your government. If you have the right to trust your government, and you're a trans person in the military, and your government has told you it's okay to be out, no problem. And then you come out to your commanders, and then Donald Trump tweets, oh, we're going to kick out the trans people. He just broke the promise of the government. And people put their lives on the line. I mean, people gave all their information, said, yeah, okay, I'm a trans person here. And now now Trump can go through the military and say, okay, give me all the trans people. We're gonna kick them out. And they're, people are just like bummed out and ripped up and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so that was the older one. The new one is DACA. We said to 790,000 young people, if you came to this country at an early age, it was not your choice. You've lived in America, you speak the language, you've graduated, you're in school, or you're working, or you're in the military, or whatever. If you're doing this, you can give us, the federal government, you can give us all your information. Where do you live? What's your phone number? You can do all this stuff. We'll provide you with a number that's not quite a Social Security number, but you can use it for employment. I mean, we worked this whole deal out with them. And about 800,000 people came out of the shadows and said, yeah, I want to start this process to become a U.S. citizen. And then Trump comes along and says, no, we're going to blow that away too. Now, this is two instances of Donald Trump basically breaking his promise, it's just you have breaking faith with the American people. I don't know how to say it beyond that, but I mean, this is two examples. And there's not a specific law against this, to the best of my knowledge. But as the president, Trump took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. And a core part of the Constitution is the idea that you have the right to trust your government. If the government says something, you can take it to the bank. I mean, in some cases, literally, right? Governments create marketplaces. Our government regulates our currency, the things that you need to take to the bank. So, this is the very, very straightforward. We're going to have to fill this, Barry. This is the very straightforward thing that's going on, is that if Trump has broken faith with the United States government, to the best of my knowledge, no president has ever done that before. If Trump is doing that, there are some who assert that that is an impeachable offense because it's breaking his oath. Your thoughts?